And today we're going to tell you about 10 interesting gaming facts that you may or may not have known.
Let's get to it.
Number 10. Even people who do not consider themselves gamers have still heard of the Super Mario Brothers, but have you ever wondered where Mario got his name? One popular theory of how the video game icon received his name was after Mr. Mario Segale, and surprisingly he was not a plumber, but he was the landlord of Nintendo's first warehouse. Mr. Segale has chosen not to comment much over the years about his influence on the iconic character's name. However, in an article published in the 1993 Seattle Times, Segale was asked how he felt about his name being used for the game that sold more than 100 million copies and made Nintendo one of the world's most profitable companies. He replied, "You might say I'm still waiting on my royalty checks."
Number 9. While on the subject of names, have you ever wondered where gaming companies come up with the ideas for their game titles? The idea for the title of one of the most well-known RPGs ever created may shock you, and that game is Final Fantasy. At the time, Square, now known as Square Enix, was going bankrupt and had one last shot at redemption, so they titled it Final Fantasy. To their surprise, the game became a huge success and would go on to sell millions of copies. Today, Final Fantasy has 15 core games and dozens of spin-offs to the series.
Number 8. Remember when you played Silent Hill for the first time, how creepy that school you had to venture through in the dark was? Well, don't feel too creeped out, because during the day, Arnold Schwarzenegger taught kindergarten there. Yup, that's right, that school that scared the crap out of us growing up was actually modeled after the school in the 1990 blockbuster hit Kindergarten Cop.
Number 7. Life is full of strange coincidences, but how often can you find those coincidences in video games? In the game Deus Ex, released in 2000, there is a shot of the New York skyline in which the Twin Towers are missing. According to the developers at Square Enix, the reason the towers were actually missing were due to memory restrictions in the game's development. However, the actual storyline in the game say they were destroyed in a terrorist attack. Less than a year later, the Twin Towers were attacked as a result of terrorism. Strange coincidence, or does Square Enix have a way of predicting the future?
Number 6. World of Warcraft's trade chat can sometimes be filled with gold farmers trying to give you great deals on buying gold. But have you ever wondered who is actually going out and farming that gold? According to an article published on Forbes.com, Chinese prisoners are forced to farm gold for World of Warcraft in addition to having to perform manual labor. Prison bosses made more money forcing inmates to play games than they did forcing people to do manual labor.
Number 5. Remember that craze about a year ago called Pokemon Go that had people walking into traffic, getting into car accidents, and breaking into private property? Well, if you don't, it was a thing and it actually happened. But it was a cool experience, especially for Nick Johnson, a Brooklyn native who became the first Pokemon Go player to catch all 142 Pokemon that were available in the US. After hearing about Nick's accomplishment, he was sponsored by Expedia and Marriott Rewards, where he received free flights to places like Paris, Hong Kong, and Australia to finish off his collection.
Number 4. Overwatch has become another huge success from Blizzard Entertainment, with millions of players logging on every day to get their fix. Some may have overlooked the awesome memorial placed in the game by Blizzard for an Overwatch fan who unfortunately never got to play the game. Wu Hongyu, a 20-year-old student at Guangdong University of Technology in Guangzhou, saw someone stealing a classmate's motorcycle on campus. Wu hopped on his own bike to chase down the thief. However, when the two bikes collided, Wu was severely injured and lost his life. Wu died on May 23, 2016, a day before the game released. As a tribute to Wu, Blizzard added the memorial to the map Lijiang Tower, where Blizzard added the name Hongyu in Chinese to one of the spacesuits on the red side of the map. The studio also added the phrase "Heroes Never Die," one of Mercy's catchphrases in Chinese, to the red banner behind the spacesuits.
Number 3. I'm sure you've heard of subliminal messages before. In the first Diablo, when releasing Diablo in the final stage, you hear him speaking in a demonic tone which is not quite understandable. Have you ever wondered what he's really saying? Listening to this backwards gives you a very helpful tip, especially for kids. What he's actually saying is eat your vegetables and brush after every meal. Don't believe me? Here, check it out for yourself.
Eat your vegetables and brush after every meal.
Number 2. In February of 2011, Bethesda Softworks published a blog post announcing a real-life quest. Anyone who thought of conceiving a child to be born on November 11th of 2011, which was the release date for Skyrim, and named them Dovahkiin, would win a lifetime supply of Bethesda video games. To their surprise, the quest was completed by Megan and Eric Kellermeyer, who named their son Dovahkiin Tom Kellermeyer, born on the same day Skyrim was released.
Number 1. If you've ever heard of the indie game Inside, then you'll want to know this unique fact. Martin Stig Anderson, the composer and sound designer of the game, composed the entire soundtrack with the help of a human skull. He wanted the background music to be different. Anderson said, "I had the basic idea of trying to recreate sounds as they would sound if they were happening inside your head. This gives a whole new meaning of getting a song stuck in your head." As always, thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.
Also, make sure to share your interesting gaming facts in the comments below. Again, thanks for watching and see you guys next time.
Say that it feels right.